here's where I have confused myself. So we have as our hypothesis, or our null, brown is equal to 0.167. And our alternative hypothesis is brown is greater than 0.167. So the problem is that neither one of those are right. Isn't one of them supposed to be right?
Well, no, because we ended up, our research showed us that there was actually less than. So what all we're trying to prove is that there's a significant margin of error. No. What is it? Alpha? Did you run an alpha test for 0.05? I don't know. What did you plug in? Because I wanted to plug it in as well.
Okay, so do you have that Excel sheet pulled up?
I did, and then it's gone now. So let me pull it up again real quick and see if I can find it. So what did you put in as our sample? There it is.
227, because that's how many brown we had, right? And then the total of all of the M&Ms, which was 2017.
Okay, so what did you plug in? Did you plug in their P? Which should be, what did you plug in, Lynetta?
What do you mean, what did I plug in?
When you put, why does it keep on changing on me? Let me go back and open it again. It keeps on like being weird. 2 proportion. Okay, so when you did it in the Excel sheet, what did you do, Lynetta?
So, okay, for X, I put 227. That's our number of browns. N, I put 2017. That's the total number of M&Ms that we counted.
Okay. And so then you came out with a P hat, right? Is that the one that you did?
Well, it calculates all of it, right?
Well, so for the 1 proportion, which is what she said we should do, right?
Yes.
So if I've got the right sheet up, it says, okay, we can compute the standard deviation for P hat, z-score, or confidence interval, right? Or the smallest n, the condition requirements, or is that the one that you did?
I have the categorical data analysis. Is that what you have? The one sample z-test for proportion is what's up top. It's not the one where there's a lot of different tests and things that we can put in. It's actually an Excel sheet, but it has like a little chart. There's inputs, there's hypothesis test requirements, confidence interval requirements.
Okay, so I'm not on the same one that you are. So
look for the one that says categorical data analysis.
See, why would I have the Excel formulas for exam 3. Is that the Excel formulas that you're using?
No, this is a different one.
Okay. For a 1 proportion, what would we run for a 1 proportion? See, that's what I'm confused at.
One sample z-test is what we're running.
Where is a 1 sample z-test? Is anyone else confused, or is it just me, y'all?
Lynetta, where did you find that?
This was actually in one of the, I want to say like maybe lesson 17 or 18. It was in the reading for that week, in the textbook reading for that week.
Let's see if I can find it.
I think it's lesson 17.
For some reason, I have so for the exam 3 Excel sheet, that's what I have pulled up. Because that's the only thing I've used for the one proportion.
Oh, okay. Well, if you go to lesson 17 and click on the online textbook for that week, the lesson for that week, it's, let's see. Okay, you scroll down, it's about maybe a third of the way down. It's under 2.3, using Excel to perform these calculations.
Oh, see, because I didn't use any of that for the exams. Did you use it for the exams?
I did not, but I didn't do very well on the exam, so I'm not a good person to ask. Maybe this would have helped, right?
The only one that I ended up using was that one proportion that was in the Excel formulas for exam 3 that Brother Doria posted.
You know, and it might be the same. I don't know. This is just what she pulled up and showed me last week when I met with
her. Okay, because I don't know how to. I only know how to use this one that Brother Doria showed us how to use. So I'm curious.
Well, this one's really easy. All you do is there's like the little. Did you download it?
I haven't. I was looking here to see.
So
I was curious if I can get the same answer using what I'm familiar with already, because I haven't used this one at all.
There's just the little blue boxes.
Okay, let me go there.
4 or 5 blue boxes. Those are the only places that you put the information. And once you put your information in, it calculates it in all these other boxes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I found the right one.
Oh, my internet's being slow, y'all. It's coming. Or maybe it's iLearn's being slow.
I think it's iLearn.
Yeah, it's being really slow. Okay. You said lesson 17?
Yes. Get him and take him back over.
So are you on, what part was it in there? Did you?
It's under 2.3, using Excel to perform these calculations. And there's a link, it says categorical data analysis.
Oops.
If you click on that, there's a place to download it.
Yeah. 2.3. Okay, so not SPSS, it's just the Excel one.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find it?
Yeah. Okay, so you have, so here X is hypothesis test requirements. So you have N as what? What did you put in there? That should be our total sample, right?
Yes, I put 2017. That's the total number of M&Ms that we counted.
Okay. And X is how many brown ones that we had?
227.
And then our confidence interval we decided to leave at 0.95, right, y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then our null hypothesis is 0.167.
Yes. So here's my question, though. What do we put in for this type of test at the bottom?
So I think we were going for greater than, right?
Well,
That's not our null hypothesis, that's our alternative
back to our
hypothesis.
question, though. Doesn't one of those have to be right, or they can both be wrong?
Well, see, what I think we're trying to prove is that, so what we said is that Brown, our null hypothesis was Brown would equal 0.167, which is equal distribution. Our alternative is that Brown would be greater than. And so both of ours are wrong because Brown is less than, it's not equal to or greater than.
And that's okay for both of them to be wrong?
I believe so. I mean, if we're
I feel
doing
like
a
one of them should be right.
Well, and we didn't know. I don't think it has to be. I think the whole point was to prove that it's not, because then we should come out with a number which we should compare to 0.05 to see if our alternative hypothesis, if we're going to reject it or if we're going to fail to reject it, right?
Well, here's the thing.
I just don't know how to do that from this Excel sheet because I didn't ever use this one here.
What do you not know how to do? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm trying to figure out. So I put all that in. And so what did you, so the hypothesis test is passed. We have our confidence interval. We have a standard deviation now, and we have a z-score. And there's our confidence, the null hypothesis.
Well, here's the thing. If we put in greater than, which is, I know that's what we had, but then our p value is 1, which means that we would fail to reject the null hypothesis, which is not right, right?
So, because we would need to reject it because it's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try this in this other formula sheet, how I understand it, to see if I can come up, because I didn't ever use that one sample z-test for proportion. But I did use this other one for one proportion. So I was just going to plug it in and see what I came up with.
Okay, so when I put in not equal to or less than, either one of those give me the same p-value, which is 0.000. But if we put greater than, it changes the p-value to 1.0. So
Yeah, weird.
So I feel like we have to change it because...
Or we are not understanding it, is what I'm feeling like is probably more likely the case, is that we're not understanding what we're getting here. He approved our research. It shouldn't be I don't believe it should be a problem for us to, I just don't, That's not it there. Any thoughts, Mandy, Burgundy?
Not really at the moment.
Okay, so if I put in okay, so if I'm using the Excel formulas for exam 3 and I put in for P, if I put in 227 divided by 2017, and then what should give us P? Then the sample size N I put in was 2017. I calculated our P hat down below that, and it came out to be 0.112543, and it gave me the z-score of 0 is what it did, which I think basically was the same thing that we just did.
Well, the p-hat was the same, but the z-score over here, well...
I think what this calculates is the p-value. That's what this one was. If I remember when he did it. I think what we're not understanding is what type of test, less than, greater than, or not equal to, is what we were trying to do. I know it's not equal to. I know it's not equal to. Right?
Yeah.
It gives me, oh, see, because that's what I used for my test for the one proportion. Is that what you guys used for the test, was that Excel formula sheet?
Yeah, and then I also did have the one Lynetta had up, but I had no idea how to use it.
Yeah, see, and I don't know how to use that one because I basically did what Brother Doria did.
Yeah, it's just the same. You just put this information in the blue boxes.
Yeah, the information's just a little bit different though. So, because we have to have P in ours, right?
I mean, you have to have p. I'm confused.
So we have to have, so in the one sample z test for proportion, you don't have to have P to find your answer, right?
All you have to have is the information in the blue box.
Yeah. So I think it's basically coming up with just about the same thing, except for I just don't know how to use that one or use it correctly, because I think if we know what the end is, we know that we have to reject the null hypothesis.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, okay, Lynetta, I see what you're saying. Because if we reject the null hypothesis, then that means, I'm sorry, the alternative hypothesis, we're saying that the null hypothesis is correct and it's not correct either. Right?
Yeah, one of them has to be correct, right?
That's kind of interesting. Oh, I don't know, you guys.
I don't know why Brother Doria would
That's what I'm thinking.
give us hundreds on our information if it didn't work.
I agree.
So you think we should just leave it? as brown is greater than?
Well, because it's not. Let me look through my notes here real quick.
Honestly.
We fail to reject the null hypothesis if it's greater than. Oh, see, this is kind of hard, y'all.
I say we just change it. I honestly don't think he's going to notice. He's just going to look and say, okay, they did it. Good job.
Maybe that's what he's been doing.
I think so.
Do we have does he have any, I've never met with the TA. Does she have hours today, y'all?
Yeah, every Tuesday and Thursday.
And Thursday. What time is it at Lynetta? I have never met with her, so. At 5 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
And do you just sign in to the, how do you meet with her?
Click on that link that she sent for the Google Hangout.
Oh, I don't think I ever saw that. Did it come through like an announcement?
Yeah, she sent out a few emails.
Okay. Because I'm curious if I need to go and meet with her and talk to her about it more before we get any further with it, because I don't think we're understanding it.
I think we understand it just fine. I think we just need to decide if we're going to keep the hypothesis as it is or just change it to less than, because it can't be greater than, because that gives us a p-value of 1, which means that we fail to reject, which we can't do because it's not.
Well, but if we did not equal to?
If we do not equal to or less than, either one of those give us the same p-value, yeah. which means that we'll reject the null.
That's too bad. I wish there was more feedback on our earlier assignments if that's the case. Like, I wouldn't give 100 to people who were doing a test that wasn't going to work. And maybe it was just a teaching experience. I mean, just to teach us along the way. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm seeing if I can find anything on Google.
About it?
Yeah, about what happens if both of your hypotheses
and your null hypothesis is incorrect.
One of them has to be correct, because on the inference and make inference and take action thing that I'm looking at here, it says you have to state your conclusion in terms of your alternative hypothesis.
Right.
And
so if the alternative hypothesis isn't correct,
I feel like it has to be correct.
Well, one of them has to be correct, because we either fail to reject or we reject. I understand what you're saying right there. I didn't see that all the way until there, Lynetta. When I went, oh my gosh, I finally see what you're saying, Lynetta.
So it probably would have been easier for us to, instead of saying there will be more brown, to just say
not equal to.
They won't be equal.
But we were trying to make it easier, right? And it wasn't easier. Shoot. So I really don't, I think we should change it. What do y'all think?
Less than?
I think we should change it to not equal to.
Well, that's the thing too. I don't know if it can be that, because that's not part of, I don't think that's part of this test. I think that's the ANOVA. And that's what she was talking about when I talked to her last week.
Okay.
But she said it can't be ANOVA because this is categorical data. This is so confusing. It seems like, I don't know. I'm just kind of frustrated.
Yeah, totally. Well, you guys, why don't I meet with her today? Why don't I try and meet with her at 5 o'clock, and I'll run it all over with her and talk to her about it until I totally understand what's happening. Because we ought to be able to come up with I mean, this shouldn't be that hard, I don't think.
Do we want to meet tomorrow then?
Well, let's see. What is I haven't opened up what we have to write for this week.
Why don't we just do it and just say, is this right? Because honestly, I want to get this done this week because I have a really
be done
next week.
You want to be done?
Yes, I'm ready to be done. And
okay, let's see.
I feel like if we just change it to less than, put all the information down, and then take that to her and say, is this right? And I think we should each, sorry, feel like I'm kind of taking over, but
go for it.
I think if we each take a section and go ahead and make PowerPoint slides, like I was thinking Burgundy could take the section she did, Amanda takes the section she did, Amy, if you could take collect the data, and I'll do the slides for make inference and take action, and then we could just send them all to me or whoever else wants to do it and
put it all together.
And put it all together and get it done and turn it in.
Yeah, so I do feel like we have to run it by her to see what's going on with it, because I would hate for us to turn our final project in and hoping that it's going to raise our grades and have it hurt our grades, you know?
Yeah.
So I think if we at least run it by her, I mean, I think we could go ahead and do it, and then if it's a problem, then we can change it, or I can work on changing it. I really don't, I mean, this whole today I just have to work on math, so I can really just work on it.
Okay, so should we finish out this whole assignment and then...
And you're thinking do it as less than?
I think we'd, yeah, just change it to Brown as less than.
I'm just curious how it works, because you know there has to be a study done, and they thought there were going to be more brown M&Ms, and then the data came back totally wrong. I mean, totally, it was less than. You get what I'm saying? There has to be a study performed like this. So I'm curious what we would really do, or you just go and like start the whole test over. I
don't know.
Yeah.
That is a good question, though, because surely somebody ran into this before.
So I'm not sure. Okay.
But I think if we had got our bags and looked at them, I don't know, are you supposed to do that before you do a test?
I don't think so. That's what I'm saying, is I think that there's got to be, we're missing something, is what I feel like.
Well, no, because, I mean, when you're doing a test, you have to have some kind of idea in your head, and I think if we had looked at our M&Ms and we could have saw, oh, no, there's no way there's more brown.
Yeah.
You know, you have to have some kind of idea of what you think is going to happen when you you don't just run it blind.
Why don't I meet with her, and then I can type this up tonight. It doesn't look like it's hard. I mean, the hypothesis test we chose to use, we've already almost done this. It looks like either one meets the requirements, is what I'm seeing here on the top, the hypothesis test requirements. We've already decided our alpha leva is 0.05. We're going to have to give our test statistic. That's the other thing, is that we need our test statistic.
Yeah, it's right here on that.
I didn't see it.
It's negative 6.557.
Oh, there we go. And then we have our p-value, which either way, even if we ended up doing not equal to, then the p-value would be exactly the same. See, if we did not equal to, then our alternative hypothesis would be correct. right?
Yeah, but I think she told me last week we can't do not equal to because that's an ANOVA part of an ANOVA. But I don't know why it would be on here if we couldn't. But
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, why don't I meet with her? I'll meet with her at 5 o'clock today, y'all, and then I will just type this up and send it like tonight. I'll get it typed up and sent tonight, and maybe we can talk about it more as our group because I think it would change everything that we were trying to do. I mean, it might. We might just have to reword some of our slides and things.
okay, so then you want to do the make inference and take action slides, and I'll do the collect the data.
Yeah, that would work. So I'll meet with her, you guys, and then I'll text everybody and let you know what her thoughts were about the situation.
Okay.
So I thought I saw that you can meet with Brother Doria. Doria? Did you see that? Oh no, that was my other class. Psych, just kidding.
So who's going to put the PowerPoint together? Who wants to do that?
I don't think it should be hard. I'm happy to put together. If people want to email me slides, I'm happy to put it together. Okay. Should we choose one that we're all putting together the same? You get what I'm saying?
I thought we already
design.
What?
Like the same kind of design? Is that what you're trying to say, Amy?
Yeah. So I know that you can go in and choose like from a whole bunch of templates. Should we all choose, I mean, let's choose a template and maybe a font so that it's not a whole bunch of work to put it all back together.
I think we just do blank ones. Just do the blank, and then we can add pictures of M&Ms in. I already did a like a cover or the first one.
Awesome.
With our names and the project.
Awesome. So you just did the white one, the blank white one.
Yeah, and I put a picture of M&Ms behind.
Oh, great.
And
then should we choose a font, y'all?
I like just the what's it called? The Times New Roman.
Okay. Let's see. I think there's two of them, right? Though. Make sure we're going to choose the same one. Everything is being really slow right here. It's going down. There's a lot of fonts, you guys. Okay, so Times New Roman is what we're going to use, not just regular Times, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And is there like a size that we should stick to, a font size?
I think 12 unless it's like a title. Or unless it's not a lot of information. We want it to be simple and...
I think that's what it said last time, yeah. To keep it, I mean, just few, it should just highlight what it is, right?
Yeah.
So what's your thought on size? Do you want to make it bigger than 12 or not?
I think that might need to be, I mean, I think we use that and then we just have to see how it looks.
Okay, just to try and make
everything. It all together if you, I mean, you
I
have
can change whatever needs to change.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that sound, so everybody knows their slide?
Yep.
Okay. So is there anything else that we need to do, ladies?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
Being attacked by her baby. Okay. So I'll go and meet with the TA today at 5 o'clock and see what the heck we should do about this one.
Okay. Sounds good.
And I'll send a text out to everybody.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Bye, y'all.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.